What if I told you that the funniest man alive spent every single day of his life terrified? Not stage fright, not nerves, a deep, consuming terror that he was fundamentally unlovable. That if he ever stopped performing, even for a moment, everyone would leave. Robin Williams made the world laugh for 40 years. He won the Oscar. He sold out arenas. He became one of the most recognizable humans on the planet. But here is what no documentary has ever told you. The jokes were not a gift. They were armor. And the day Robin Williams could no longer wear that armor was the day the world lost him forever. This is not the sanitized Hollywood version. This is the full, unfiltered, heartbreaking truth about a man who gave everything to everyone and kept nothing for himself. Stay with me. This story will change you. July 21st, 1951, Detroit, Michigan. Robin McLaurin Williams is born into a family of wealth, status, and profound emotional absence. His father, Robert, was a senior Ford Motor Company executive, serious, distant, rarely home. His mother, Lori, was a former model, beautiful, warm at times, but often overwhelmed and unavailable. The family lived in a 40-room mansion in Bloomfield Hills, one of the wealthiest suburbs in America. And Robin spent most of his childhood completely alone inside it. Think about that. A little boy, 40 rooms, thousands of toy soldiers he lined up and talked to, voices he invented to fill the silence. No siblings, no neighborhood friends close by, just Robin and the voices in his head. That was not a symptom. That was the origin story. His mother later described him as a child who was constantly performing, making up characters, narrating everything around him, not because he was entertaining, because silence frightened him. When the family moved to San Francisco, something shifted. Robin discovered school theater, and for the first time in his life, people looked at him, not past him, at him, and they were laughing, and they loved what they saw. He was 17 years old, and he had found his drug, 20 years before cocaine ever entered the picture. But here is the question no one ever asked. What does a boy become when his only way of being loved is to perform? We will answer that. But first, the school that almost broke him, the friendship that saved him, and the dropout decision that changed American comedy forever. 1969. Robin Williams enrolls at Claremont Men's College, but theater kept pulling him back. He auditioned for Juilliard. He got in. And sitting next to him in that first class was a young man named Christopher Reeve, later known to the world as Superman. The two became inseparable. Reeve later wrote that Robin was the most anarchic, frightening, and brilliant person he had ever met. After only 1 year, the school's legendary drama teacher, John Houseman, pulled Robin aside and said, "There is nothing more we can teach you. You need to leave and go work in the real world." Robin Williams was asked to leave Juilliard because he was too talented. But New York in the early 1970s was dangerous for a young man with no structure and a desperate need for validation. Robin started drinking. Then he discovered cocaine. He later described his first experience with cocaine. "For the first time in my life, I was not afraid. I was just free." San Francisco, 1974. Open mic nights, comedy clubs, and a force about to be unleashed on an unsuspecting world. What happened next was so unusual that club owners started calling each other, "You have to come see this kid. He is not human." The San Francisco comedy scene of the mid-1970s was raw and fearless. Robin Williams fit in perfectly because he operated without breaks. In 1977, TV producer Gary Marshall was casting an alien character for Happy Days. Dozens of actors came in. Every single one sat in their chair like a normal human being. Robin Williams walked in and sat on top of the chair, on his head, in complete silence. Gary Marshall hired him on the spot. Mork and Mindy premiered in September 1978. Within 3 weeks, it was the second most watched show in America. Robin Williams was on the cover of Time magazine. He was 27 years old, and the drugs got heavier, because that is what fame does. It arrives faster than your self-worth can keep up. Then came February 4th, 1982. John Belushi, Robin's closest friend in comedy, was found dead at the Chateau Marmont Hotel. Drug overdose. Robin had been with him hours before. Robin quit cocaine immediately. Cold turkey. He said, "John's death was my warning. The universe sent me the clearest possible message, and I listened. That focus produced some of the most important films in cinema history: Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poets Society, The Fisher King, Hook, Aladdin, and Mrs. Doubtfire, which grossed over $440 million worldwide while Robin was going through his own real divorce during filming. Then Good Will Hunting, 1997. Director Gus Van Sant asked Robin to improvise a scene in the park. The cameras rolled. Robin spoke for 11 uninterrupted minutes. The crew was silent. Several people were crying. That scene, almost uncut, appears in the final film. It won Robin Williams the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He was at the summit of everything, and the darkness was already on its way back. 3 marriages, financial collapse, relapse, and then a diagnosis that would rewrite the entire story of Robin Williams' suffering. Robin Williams was married 3 times, to Valerie Velarde, then Marcia Garces, 19 years, 2 children, ended in a $30 million divorce. By his late 50s, Robin was leveraged and financially stressed. He returned to television not by choice, but by necessity. CBS canceled the show after 1 season. Then he met Susan Schneider. He said she was the first person who loved him, not the performer, just him. In 2013, something changed, something invisible, something terrifying. Robin Williams began forgetting things, experiencing paranoia, losing motor control. His doctors diagnosed him with Parkinson's disease. But Robin told Susan, "This is not right. Something else is happening." He was correct. On August 11, 2014, Robin Williams was found dead at his home in Paradise Cay, California. He was 63 years old. The autopsy results revealed the truth. Robin Williams did not have Parkinson's disease. He had Lewy body dementia, one of the most aggressive neurodegenerative diseases in medical science. It causes hallucinations, paranoia, catastrophic memory loss, and terror. His neurologist at UCSF stated publicly he had one of the worst cases of Lewy body dementia we have ever seen at his age. His entire brain was affected. Susan Schneider Williams wrote a medical paper about it. She wrote, "Robin was losing his mind and he was aware of it. He kept saying he just wanted to be himself again, but the self he remembered was no longer accessible to him. He knew he was disappearing, and he could not stop it." In the final weeks of his life, Robin Williams made a series of calls to people he loved. Long, warm, grateful calls. Friends later described them as unusual, not desperate, just complete, as if he was saying what needed to be said. His daughter Zelda posted the day he died, "I love you, I miss you, I will try to be brave." Billy Crystal said at the Emmys, "There is no category in which Robin Williams was anything other than extraordinary." More than 10 years later, his films are still watched by millions. His stand-up is still discovered by teenagers who were not alive when he performed it. But what the world is still processing is this: the funniest man alive was fighting a battle so invisible, so devastating, that even the people who loved him most did not see it clearly until after he was gone. When someone makes everyone else laugh, who makes them feel seen? But there is one chapter I have not opened yet: the marriages in full, the children, and Susan Schneider's account of the final 12 months, which she described as living with a stranger wearing her husband's face. In part 2, we go all the way in. If this video moved you, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Drop 1 word in the comments that describes what Robin Williams meant to you. Part 2 is coming, and it is going to be even harder to watch.